3 hours and 14 minutes ago, 3I Atlas reappeared. Not where it vanished, not in deep space. Inside the moon's orbit, just 310,000 kilometers from Earth, closer than it's ever been. And it didn't return alone. Radar imaging shows the 2.7-kilometer mothership now accompanied by hundreds of smaller objects in coordinated formation. Within 90 minutes of reappearance, the 12 objects already orbiting Earth began transmitting to the mothership in encrypted bursts so complex that NSA supercomputers can't even identify the encryption algorithm. Whatever 3I Atlas did during its 27-hour disappearance, it's now executing the next phase. Here's what's triggering emergency protocols worldwide. 3I Atlas isn't on a stable orbit. It's spiraling inward. Current trajectory calculations show continued approach toward Earth at decelerating velocity, suggesting controlled descent rather than gravitational capture. The mothership is coming closer deliberately, and the swarm of objects it brought back are positioning themselves in a secondary shell around our planet. We went from 12 objects to over 300 in a single reappearance, and every single one is active. I have access to classified radar data showing the moment of reappearance, leaked analysis from NASA's Near-Earth Object Program tracking the inward spiral, and communications between the 12 orbital objects and the mothership that signal intelligence agencies have partially decoded. What those messages contain has triggered the highest alert level since the Cuban Missile Crisis. 3I Atlas didn't leave to hide. It left to gather reinforcements. And now it's back to finish whatever mission brought it to Earth in the first place. October 12, 2025, 7:23:47 UTC. Space surveillance network radar stations worldwide simultaneously detected a massive return signature appearing at 310,000 kilometers altitude. The coordinates were nowhere near 3I Atlas's last known position before vanishing. Senior Master Sergeant David Torres at Eglin Air Force Base was first to identify the signature match. It's the same radar cross-section, his report stated. Same anomalous reflectivity characteristics. But it's inside lunar orbit now, and it's not alone. High-resolution optical telescopes locked onto the position within minutes. What they captured defied every expectation. The 2.7-kilometer structure that had vanished 27 hours earlier was back, but fundamentally changed. The mothership was now surrounded by a cloud of smaller objects. Initial counts suggested 240 to 380 individual craft, ranging from 40 to 120 meters each. They moved in precise geometric patterns around the central structure, like electrons orbiting a nucleus. Dr. Heinrich Krauss at European Southern Observatory captured spectroscopic data immediately. The mothership shows the same emission signatures as before its disappearance, his analysis reported. But the smaller objects are different. Their spectra suggest different composition, possibly different function, and they're all demonstrating powered flight with the same ion propulsion signatures we've detected throughout this event. This is a fleet, an organized, coordinated fleet. Trajectory analysis revealed the disturbing truth. 3I Atlas was approaching Earth, not on a hyperbolic escape path, not on a stable orbit, decelerating in a controlled spiral that would bring it progressively closer with each orbit. Dr. James Muller ran the calculations within 30 minutes. Current deceleration profile suggests orbital insertion at approximately 160,000 kilometers in 48 hours. That's half the distance to the moon. At that range, the mothership and its fleet would have unprecedented proximity to Earth. At 08:47 UTC, the 12 objects that had been hovering at 18,000 kilometers since deployment began transmitting toward the mothership. Radio telescopes captured burst transmissions lasting 3.7 seconds each, cycling through all 12 objects in rapid sequence. The signal strength and data density suggested massive information uploads. They're reporting, Dr. Marcus Chen concluded from analysis. The 12 objects have been observing Earth for days. Now they're transmitting everything they've gathered back to the mothership. NSA Signals Intelligence partially decoded the transmission headers through frequency analysis and pattern recognition. The leaked findings are chilling. Data packages contain structured information consistent with comprehensive planetary survey. Categories identified include electromagnetic emissions mapping, atmospheric composition analysis, orbital infrastructure cataloging, surface feature resolution, thermal signature profiling, and what appears to be biological marker detection. The 12 objects have been conducting systematic reconnaissance, and they're now delivering complete intelligence to the command structure. But the most disturbing element came from gravitational analysis. As 3I Atlas spiraled inward, sensitive gravimeters detected anomalous readings. The mothership's gravitational signature was increasing. Not because it was getting closer, the inverse square law accounts for that. The mass itself appeared to be growing. Either the structure is somehow accumulating mass from surrounding space, a leaked report from gravitational physics laboratories stated, or it's reconfiguring internal mass distribution in ways that increase external gravitational effects. Both explanations require physics beyond standard models. The smaller objects began dispersing at 0934 UTC. Instead of maintaining tight formation around the mothership, they spread outward in coordinated patterns. Within 40 minutes, they'd formed a secondary spherical shell around Earth at 85,000 kilometers altitude, exactly halfway between the mothership's current position and the 12 objects at 18,000 kilometers. The geometry was perfect. 3 concentric shells of artificial objects surrounding our planet in nested configurations. Military strategists recognized the pattern immediately. This is a blockade formation, a leaked Pentagon analysis stated. The positioning allows any object attempting to leave Earth's gravity well to be intercepted by multiple craft from multiple angles. It's tactically identical to naval blockades throughout human history, but executed in 3-dimensional space with precision that suggests sophisticated coordination algorithms. We are effectively surrounded. Dr. Sarah Chen compiled the strategic assessment that's now circulating through classified channels. 3I Atlas vanished for 27 hours and returned with reinforcements positioned to establish complete control of Earth's orbital space. The mothership continues approaching. The secondary fleet blocks potential escape or defense. The original 12 objects maintain surveillance and atmospheric manipulation. This is a phased operation executed with military precision. We're witnessing the final stages of whatever plan brought this intelligence to our solar system. 3 hours ago, everything changed. The mothership returned closer and stronger. The fleet expanded from 12 to over 300. The formation around Earth tightened into a multi-layered containment configuration. And we still don't know if this is first contact, reconnaissance, preparation for something beneficial, or the beginning of the end. What we do know, 3I Atlas is now inside the moon's orbit and spiraling inward. In 48 hours, it will be twice as close. And whatever happens next will happen under the watchful sensors of hundreds of objects that have surrounded our planet while humanity watched, helpless to intervene. Subscribe now. 48 hours until the mothership reaches half-lunar distance. I'll update every 6 hours with new trajectory data, fleet movements, and decoded transmissions. The endgame is approaching.